Welcome to Bathrobe Life, where we believe that learning should not be a rocket science. I'm your host, Roman Gottfried, and crossover trauma informed holistic dog behavior consultant. And today I'm coming to you live from the cozy confines of my bathrobe. Grab your favorite robe, snuggle up with your furry friend, and let's have coffee and dive into the world of holistic dog training. Well, here we are. Let's get real about resource guarding. How many of you have dealt with resource guarding? Your dog, with the kids, with another pet in your same household. All of a sudden, while your dog is doing what he's doing, we have a growl, a bark, eventually an attack. Why is this happening at the first place? Right? Why do dogs guard their resources? Well, there are multiple reasons. Let's look at that a little bit from a breed or species perspective. There is evidence that dogs are naturally resource guarders. Who thought of that? Wolves are not. And it seems like there is a reason for that. Why wolves are not resource guarders naturally, but dogs are. So if you look a little bit on real world kind of landscape, the wolves grew up in those complex family systems, a wolf pack, with their parents, with the family systems, with the offspring, the siblings, and they function together as a complete set of a family. And so there is a natural learning experience that I feel safe. I don't have to fight about my food. Food is being provided in the beginning by the elders who know how to hunt, and I observe and I learn from it. And the wolf who hunts and earns gets the first bite, the good organs, and then everybody gets shared part of it. Hmm. And what happens to dogs? Why are dogs not that way? Because at the very beginning, when we raised dogs, we split that family very early, 8 weeks about. And when we look into nature, what we see is that dogs usually live in smaller groups from three and up. We're going to see sometimes a dog, a loner, but usually they're more in a cooperative groups. They support each other because you know what? Being three hunts better than being one. But what happens is dogs don't like to kill. They are opportunistic scavengers, which means I see an opportunity, I grab it, I take it, it's mine. This is how we slowly get into the idea that dogs are more likely resource guarding what they scavenge and the opportunity they got, but wolves don't have that system. So, but let's focusing back on dogs. Exhibit a dog. What did you think? Where does resource guarding start? Here or here? I would say here, in the belly. You know, in a dog system, the belly is the boss. The brain is just a manager. If the belly says I'm hungry, the manager has to find food, no matter what. figure it out. And this is where things get a little bit more tricky. When we want to look into that that causes the resource guarding is definitely one part that we can call lack of safety. If I don't feel safe that I have all my resources secured, I'm gonna hold on to things more likely than spending it around and invite all my friends not knowing. So we want to look into the first time we see the dog resource card, we want to pay attention to that. Are my dog's needs met? Because if the needs are not met, then the dog will more likely resource guard because his needs are not met. Remember when people last time there was elections, whatever that was, people ran into the shopping center and got themselves toilet paper? Not food, toilet paper. They were fighting at the exit, at the checkout about toilet paper, where the supermarkets restricted. You can only buy one package of toilet paper. That was resource guarding. No shit, right? So think about we humans do resource guarding as well, because we are opportunistic as well. Imagine you sit in a restaurant, split your fries and cut your bacon for breakfast, and somebody comes up and grabs something from your plate. Whoa, man, what are you doing? Right? That's resource guarding. So if we do something against somebody who wants to take something what we have, we will resource guard. What else do we resource guard? The wedding ring, wink, wink, right? We lock our cars. Of course, it's our car. Don't want anybody else to drive the car. We lock our home. Well, I don't let anybody in my house, right? I have my wallet hiding it so nobody takes it away. So we do resource guard all the time. But if a dog does it, oh, no, we kind of behave like idiots. No, don't let me drop it. It's mine. Why do we do that? Right? We do that because we believe that is ours and the dog shouldn't have it. Of course, there are other factors coming in, like the dog get my kids' socks. Tell them 1,000 times, pick up the socks, and they don't. And then the dogs pay the price for it. Well, we have to pay the vet bills because you cannot get away with under $1,000 if your dog eats the sock. And what do? We try to grab the sock out of his mouth. Fight with the dog, give me the sock. And there's a fight going on who gets the sock first. And what's happening here is, besides the fact that the dogs are resource guarders, we're teaching them exactly how to do it. It's kind of like an emotional condition response. The dog sees us, he has something in his mouth, and he knows what's going to happen. We come and take it. So, technically speaking, we teach the dogs how to do it better instead of teaching them that they don't need to worry about that. We get to that later. So, what should we not do? Anyone? What's your thought? What should we not do when our dog grabs something they shouldn't have? Right? You can text in the comments. Let me tell you what I would do or what I would not do. First, don't yell at your dog. Obvious. Why would you yell at your dog? Well, the first thing I would yell at my dog because he should not eat that chicken. So we think yelling at the dog makes things better. But what we actually do is make things worse. Because guess what's going to happen if we behave like idiots and try to aggressively grab the dog's out of his mouth while we're yelling about it? It's like Superman comes over to grab your sock out of your mouth. You're going to swallow it, just in case. And so you're yelling and screaming and approaching and jumping onto your dog. All it does teaches the dog the faster you take it, the better you get. and they don't get it. What else have we to pay attention to? What we should not do. We should not try to get it out of your dog's mouth. Of course, you're going to tell me, are you stupid or what? My dog hit something he shouldn't have. Of course, I'm going to grab it out of his mouth. I agree with you. Yeah, you're right. But how about we hold on to that a little bit and think about it? Wouldn't be smart if we would be proactive rather than reactive? Teaching our dogs before it happens what is going to happen if something wrong happens. Let's say, for example, we're in the kitchen and you know what happens. You put things around, you try to throw something in the garbage bin, flop, it drops out of the garbage bin, bounces off your corner and flops exactly in front of your dog's legs. Right? The first thing we think about, why is the dog in the kitchen? Why can the dog not be outside of the kitchen? I get it. The dog is in the kitchen because his food bowl is there, the water bowl is there. It's just convenient. I get it. Well, that convenience kills the dog. So, what we can do is make a rule. If we're in the kitchen doing things, dogs have to be outside of the kitchen, not doing things that are kitchen related. Therefore, if something drops on the ground, there is a long distance to being covered to get what drops down on the ground, which could be anything from onions to pill pockets, right? But I'm just not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying proactive is better than reactive. So that said, you want to put a baby gate on or teach your dog to stay out of the kitchen when it's about feeding time or meal prep time and stuff like that. But what else happens here? We want to teach the dog that if we come with good intentions. We are the givers. We are the ones who provide everything that you need. But what do we do instead? We come across as the taker who's going to take it anyway, no matter how much you like it. You're going to lose it because I'm stronger than you. Yeah, power to the people. See, that's where the problem starts because we condition our dogs that we come with bad intentions. The moment the dog sees us, he's like, ooh, here they come, the resource guarder. But we teach them differently because we're smart and helping your dog is not a rocket science. We're going to teach him what we're up to. So here's an example. While your dog is sitting on his bed and minding his business, you show up. And then I want you to pay very close attention what exactly is happening. Because as you show up and approach your dog, there is a distance between you and your dog, maybe 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, depending on your house, unless you're living in an RV where everything is narrow. I'm not going in that direction. But as you approach your dog and your dog has something in his mouth and is chewing, I would like to pay attention the moment you see something change. If something change of your dog's behavior, like while he's chewing on things, he kind of like looks a little bit sideways or stops chewing or his ears going back or anything that you notice that it changes the moment you approach, you stop right there. And guess what? You prove your dog wrong because your dog stops behaving, stops doing what he's doing, becomes concerned because of your approach, thinking that something is up with you. Prove him wrong. In your pocket, very discreet, I would have something that your dog really, 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 really likes. For example, it could be a peanut, a dog treat, a duck neck, raw, chicken wing, raw. What else can your dog like? Carrots, blackberries, whatever your dog likes, like really, really likes, and throw it to your dog. With a little bit of a curveball. Make a U-turn, walk away. Your dog is like, what the bug did just happen? I got something from them. Well, a little bit later, you come up closer and you pay attention to this change of behavior and you stop right there. And your dog is like, can I get one of those again? Sure. And with a curveball, whatever you wanted, toss him another one. What did just happen? Suddenly, your dog seeing you approaching changes his mind what you're going to do. Where obviously we're not invading the dog's space because, the space is sacred, right? As much as you don't like people passing up to you while you're having your lunch and dinner in a restaurant, I'm like, what are you doing? Back off, man. I'm having my lunch. You want to respect your dog's space, just like you would do with people, right? And so that respected space, it's not your decision which distance it is, it's your dog's how he feels about it. So if your dog doesn't feel comfortable 6 feet, you're going to go back 10 feet. See, and all of a sudden now your dog sees that you respect the dog's distance, you respect the dog's feelings, you're responding instantly to your dog's concern, right? You can give me a heart here, that was smart. And then you consistently prove him that you are the guy that you are. A person, empathetic, sympathetic, respectful of the dog's space, respectful of the dog's needs. All you want is your dog to feel good because you're a good person. Literally, I truly believe you're a nice person, you love your dog, and all you want is for your dog to be happy. Well, that is the foundation. You, as a food provider, you, as a provider of all your dog's needs, respects your dog's needs and his space and his feelings. And your dog is like, man, can I get more of you guys? Because you guys are awesome. You just are great. And you're consistently feeding that. Now, as you see that your dog feels comfortable and you notice that every time you show up, your dog is like, what do you got? What's in today for me? You can make a step closer since your dog is inviting you for a conversation. How close? Until you see a shift. You see a shift, you remember the distance, like, ooh, that's my, I respect that. I'm gonna make a step back. Oh, by the way, see what I got? Toss him a treat. Here is the thing I would like you to remember. You are not reinforcing your dog's feelings. I know some of you will say, are you kidding me? The dog shows concerned behavior and you're rewarding that? Exactly that I do. If a dog shows concerns, I back off and reward for your dog showing me that he feels that way. What's wrong with that? I appreciate my dog telling me how he feels about my approach. And then what I do, I confirm what my intention is. I'm here just to give you. I'm not here to take anything. Well, you obviously recognize over for our way of conversation, it's a process. Let me give you a visual. No, I'm not that kind of person. I'm just saying, I'll give you a visual what you're dealing with. If that is resource guarding, the subject resource guarding, it has individual links. All these links are part of your dog's resource guarding. Let's look at the first one. What could the first link be? Considering that each link is part of the entire behavior. Trust. That link, we call it trust link. Of course, there is no name on it. I'm just calling it that way. So trust link. You want to ensure that that link is really solid. If your dog doesn't trust you, the whole thing collapses because that first link is just gone off. So we build trust. How do we build trust? We want to make sure that a dog feels safe and his feelings are valued. That makes us trustworthy because we respect the dog's boundaries. It's easy as that, right? The next one is reinsurance. We want to reinsure the dog that it's happening again and again. That's what we do, right? We rely on that trust. And then another link, very important, validate your dog's feelings. Instead of reacting with frustration, did you just growl at me? Dude, chill out. Yes, he growled at you because he feels threatened. What else do you want him to send you a text message or something? So we want to make sure that we validate the dog's feeling, respect his feelings. He doesn't feel comfortable, we back off, right? Acknowledging a dog's feelings and emotions. Say, I got you. No worries. I got the message, and back away. What your dog, as soon as you back off, your dog takes a breath and says, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it is. Great. Well, we have more links. We're not doing all the links. I'm just giving you a heads up here. Importantly, understand the root cause. Why it happened. My dog can be hangry. My dog may have thyroid issues. My dog may have upset belly. My dog may be stressed. My dog may be concerned. My dog may be, maybe, all these maybes. That's that link here. If you don't know why the dog feels that way, it's going to fall apart. Going to cut off right there. The whole thing collapses. So we need to understand the dog's environment that makes the dog feel this way. It's not because he's a dominant dog and crap like that. No. He's a sentient being. He has feelings. You have feelings. You're smart. You figure it out. Emotionally intelligent as you are, you figure out my dog doesn't feel well. So therefore, back off, man. Understand what's happening here. Don't judge the behavior. Don't judge the dog. Understand why the dog feels that way. So, understanding the root cause. The next part would be offer alternatives. What could it be? Anyone? Any hint? What could it be that I could offer an alternative? For example, I can make sure the dog feels safe. I set up a baby gate. I'm not really a crate fan. Don't take me wrong. I hate crates, really. But you see where I'm coming with this? A crate is not a solution. It's just a container, right? You leave things in a container, they go bad for a very long time, right? So your dog needs freedom to move, to navigate. So a crate is too small of a space for your dog to feel comfortable. So think of, as Linda Michael says, doggy enrichment land. Think of a 3x5 gated area with a solid foundation, a pad, with food, water, a bed, and some toys. The dog should feel like a Disneyland in there, right? That would be a great alternative. So you have an alternative option. Your dog feels safe because nobody can get to your dog. It's not just you. It could be another dog. It could be a cat. I'm not saying you have free roaming chickens in your house. Ew. But you could be other animals around that dogs feel threatened by, right? So we want to make sure that your dog is protected. The alternative would be another room where your dog feels safe to eat or chew on his bone. I often, here she is, she's sleeping right now. I wanted to have peace from my Chihuahua because the Chihuahua was always to get into things like, what are you doing? What are you eating there? And of course, she's annoying because it's Chihuahua and she can get away with it, right? And so I give her a timeout. She's in her room. That's actually her room. I'm just leasing it here. And give her calm time to chew as long as she wants. Once she's done, she's going to give a short bark. Bark. I'm done. And she can get out and I keep it safe for her for the next time, whatever is left. Usually there's nothing left. And you can start anything from a no hide, which is kind of a treat that's pretty that size. It's made of plants, so don't worry about it, right? It's made of plants. And it has different flavors from chicken to fish to peanut butter. You figure it out. Earth Animal sells it. I'm going to put the link in the comments. And you can have that. She's going to chew for that maybe 10 minutes. If you have a hard chewer or a strong chewer, or you have a giant mastiff, you can have an actually 6-inch long, same thing, just a little bit bigger, and they can chew on that because some dogs are sensitive and don't want to crack a bone, a teeth on a bone, and you can have different chew experiences. I usually give her a turkey neck, duck neck, or chicken neck, raw as is, or she gets the no hides, or I recycle bones. So I use empty hollow bones and I fill them up with her raw food, put it in the freezer, and have it that as enrichment. So if I have to cut the grass outside, run around with a lawnmower, she gets frustrated about it. What I do is I keep her busy with that. Okay? So again, what do? We do not take things away from the dog because the dog feels concerned. We take it away from them. How stupid is that? Like, you are afraid that somebody will take your car and you lock it and they come and take your car because you locked your car? Why would you do that to your dog? Doesn't make any sense. Right? Am I wrong? Or what? Right? She's laughing about it. She's dreaming. So the next thing I want to look for is reassure abundance. So instead of taking things away, which we do not, that's what the title is, but do not do, you give your dog the bone that she wants, the treat that she wants. Of course, you don't give her the sock, but you know what? She wants to chew on something, get her a rope. Dogs are not idiots. They have feelings, they feel textures, they feel temperature, they feel surface, but they want to feel with something comfortable. So if she doesn't like your rubber toy, maybe she likes your rope toy. Maybe she likes to chew on a duck neck like mine does. So all these things that we mentioned here are normal things to do. So do not be a jerk about it. Do not take your dog's things away that she eventually have because of comfort. People forget that dogs chew on things because they're stressed. Yes, they have your shoe because they're stressed. They chew on things because you left them alone and they have separation anxiety. Instead of taking away what they're comfortable with, work with your dog separation anxiety. And I'm sure you're not an expert on separation anxiety. I'm coming here to help you and support you with that. I'm here for you. Any problem that you have with your dog showing resource guarding, before you judge your dog for doing that, just call, just reach out. I'm not taking your house, right? So the next thing I want to look for is respect your dog's personal space. I think that one's of the biggest link. Respect your space, respect your dog's space. He respects your space, you respect her space. Because that shows respect. Respect space comes in one word, respect, right? So if you want to be a benevolent leader or a pack leader or the boss or just a parent, remember, good, respectful leaders respect other one's personal space. Right? You know what happens? We hear politics all the time. Somebody invades your personal space. You're going to end up in the news and you don't want to do that. So respect your dog's space as well. That's for you, that link. We're almost halfway through. Celebrate your progress. Yes. I want 1 foot closer to my dog without my dog getting concerned. My dog showed resource guarding and I found him a solution. My dog was concerned and wanted to chew on things. I found him an alternative chew that he can chew and keep because I'm a good guy, a good person, good mom, good dad, whatever, right? Of course, there are other links. It depends on your dog breed, your dog size, your dog age, your dog's health, all these things. But at the end, the last link is where you can come up and exchange what your dog has with something that you want to give in exchange that your dog appreciates. And don't go cheap. Don't be that person who goes cheap. Get your sock, get a treat. Come on, man. A sock? Exchange on a treat? It's like exchanging a Ferrari for a Mini Cooper? Really? I mean, why do you think the dog found that socks? I mean, it's a whole thing. Your dog, he will have a smile having a sock in his mouth. You're gonna see like, oh, I got the sock. I found it. Nobody else got it. I am the one to get it. You have to see that. I mean, it's kind of cute, right? But because we know how much the sock can cost at the vet's office, we want to exchange that. What I usually say, and here's your homework to go because I know you guys are tired listening to me. Unless you're not, you can ask questions. What I teach my dog first is my dog's name. I condition name as good things to follow. Exhibit A, remember? My dog. Take 10 treats in your hands. Be discreet. Don't come in with a bag of treats. Have 10 treats very discreet in your hand. Say your dog's name. Give him a treat. Name, treat. Name, treat. Here's the key. You want to rely on the dog hearing the word first before he sees your hand moving, because we rely on the listening and not on the looking. Because if your dog only looks at your hand, he knows when he gets a treat. He doesn't pay attention to your name. Therefore, name first, and then you reward your dog for that. So we condition. Name equals feeling good, because the treat adds up in the belly, and since boss is the belly, right, we manipulate the belly taking care of it. So every time you say your dog's name, your dog is like, yes. Now what we do, next part of that exercise, is we teach the dog what likely is going to happen next. So as you have your dog's treat, symbolic exhibit B treat, say your dog's name and toss a treat in a direction, obviously away from you. And what will your dog do? You got it. He's going to go and get the treat, right? Name, toss the treat. The dog runs to pick it up. When your dog picks it up, you say, good. Mark that as a good event. Your dog swallows the treat, makes a U-turn, looks back at you. Of course, he knows you have more of that. He's going to run back to you. You can see that progress. Say the name, toss the treat. The dog runs, picks it up, then comes back for more. We put that a name to it. Name, go get it. Go is the action, the cue, and get it is the address. Get it wherever it lands. Go, get it. And when dog comes back to you, you call that come, when it actually happened. So don't tell your dog what to do. You just tag the action of your dog while the dog is doing that. Now we're pairing the dog's feeling to chase the treat, go get it, and the feeling to return to you, come. Now, how does this have to do with what we're saying about resource guarding? Listen, if I have conditioned my dog to feeling confident and trust to my cues and my intention, and he's with a sock, and I say, name, I got something for you, go get it. What will the dog do? The option and the likelihood the dog will spit it out what he has and runs to pick up the good thing that you offer, you will redirect your dog away from the problem into a new direction, away from you, so you can safely pick up the toy that he just dropped and chase the better toy that you just offered. Right? Am I wrong? Isn't that a good solution? So, when we want to address resource guarding, we're not trying to punish the dog. That's as silly as possible. What you want to do is understanding the root cause why the dog offers that behavior that we're concerned about and solve the dog's problem. So, to address resource guarding, we have to solve the dog's problem. You almost said it, I know. Anything to say about that? Is I'm the only one talking here or what? Think about that. To address the dog's resource guarding, we need to make the dog feel better. What that better means, that's a story. That's a broader thing to look at. That's why a behavior consultant can help you find out why it's happening. It could be a medical reason, it could be a past experience, right? It could be a trauma, it could be a stress, it could be your other dog being a pain in the butt, right? Could be one of your kids being the pain in the butt, could be you being the pain in the butt, and whatever butt is out there. So finding the root cause why it's happening will solve pretty quickly the majority of the problems. Then we have to secure the situation, making sure the dog feels safe. How do we set it up? Of course, we put the bin on the garbage bin, right? The cover on it, foolproof, so the dog is not smart enough to figure it out and stepping on the thing, the whole things get up, right? And the next thing, you want to make sure that you don't leave your chicken wings and whatever on the top of a counter because a hungry dog will get to it. Speaking of hungry, feed your dog more often, especially young dogs. Many people, unfortunately, underfed their dogs. They go by the book. The book says I have to feed him 4 cups a day. That's it. Come on, man. I eat more than my wife when it comes down to lunch and dinner. My metabolic system is different than hers. I mean, she lives on bird food. I need an elephant meal, right? And the next thing you want to look for is, does my dog get enough nutrition out of the food? There's so much crap food out there that we believe it's healthy food, but in reality, it's really crap. They're lying to us. So you think you feed healthy food, but in reality, the dog doesn't get the nutrients they promise you, and your dog is hungry. He's internally starving on nutrients. And of course, dogs are scavenging, opportunistic scavengers. He's going to find an opportunity to get it. So don't make that opportunity happen. Feed the dog more often, feed the dog healthier, up the meals. Now, some dogs have the blood sugar curve up. That would be me in the morning. I'm hungry in the morning, and then at lunch, I'm hangry. I cannot wait till dinner. I have to eat another lunch in between, and then a snack in between. And in between, I will go to the refrigerator, grab here and there once in a while things because I'm stressed. I eat more. Dogs too. Since dogs in nature, they will snack around all day long, whatever they find, opportunistic. If your dog gets stressed, his system goes into a search mode. He's going to look around. What do we have? He's going to go in the kitchen. That's basically a gold win, right? How you call that? A gold mine. Got it. Right? He's going to go there first. So if you see your dog start sniffing around on things, you know something is happening. Proactive. So the next thing you want to look for is make sure your dog is healthy. Bellyache, stress can cause your dog to feel hungry because the body goes into survival mode. And in survival mode, you want to keep your kids together. So therefore, your dog starts resource guarding as well. Keep the kids away. You have kids, they're smart. If a dog is concerned, some of them are very empathetic. They can literally feel your dog not feeling comfortable and they want to go over and help him because he growled at them. They know, like, I'm sorry, you are so angry. And you know what happens next, right? So make sure the kids are safe. You're not protecting your kids, actually. You're protecting your dog from the kids. But I'm just giving you a heads up. Keep your things safe, both. Nothing wrong with it. And get to the root cause. And what do we learn from dogs? They're just like us. We are stressed, we snack. We don't have snack, we open the refrigerator, we open the cabinets. We start stealing things without our wife knowing about it. I don't want her to see my cortisol level, right? So resource guarding is something very natural, and it's not breed related. Please don't say, "Oh, I have a guardian dog. Guardian dogs are do more resource guarding." That's so stupid. It's not. Any dog can resource guard, no matter the size, no matter the breed, no matter the age. It's like saying, "Oh, only people from Greece resource guard. Only the Greek guys." No, we're not. We're nice people. So any dog can resource guard. So if a dog resource guard, it's not the breed. The dog has a problem. That's it. That's all it takes. And we try to avoid conflict. Don't be silly. Don't try to argue with your dog about his resource guarding. He has longer teeth than you, so therefore you're going to get hurt and he's not. But at the end, your dog is going to pay the price. So if he hurts you because you're making stupid things, your dog is going to end up dead. Let's not talk in that direction yet. Okay, that's not what we're talking here. We talk about being proactive and being a smart person, making sure your dog gets what he needs so he doesn't have to guard it. Sometimes it's more complex. I'm not saying everything is perfect. It's not like saying just do exactly as I told you to do. It really depends on the situation. But I would say what I suggested today will cover 60% of the problems you may have. And if you're on the 40% of the problems I didn't cover, let's talk about it. There's nothing wrong with picking up the phone or reach out to me or schedule an appointment. I will have the link in the description so you have access to me. In 20 minutes, you get a lot of things done. And if it's a serious problem, a couple of sessions on top, we sort things out. Okay? So, I hope it helped you. If you thought that's a good idea to listen to that, you want to share it, put some comments to that. Don't just share like this. And yeah, if you need help, reach out. If you don't need help, awesome. You're doing great. And looking forward to hear your comments, to read your comments. And yeah, that was it. Enjoy the rest of your day and love your dog.